What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is Leo's Nerd Talk, and today we're going to be going over Spider-Man from 2002. So let's get into that. Hi, my name is Leo, and if you have the time we think movie, TV show, video game related, or just anything nerdy, you are in the right place. Like I said, today we're talking about Spider-Man from 2002. So without further ado, let's get into the review. Now, Spider-Man Brand New Day, just around the corner, a couple months away. I wanted to go ahead and go back to all the Spider-Mans, do a little review series, and when Brand New Day comes out, we'll do a little ranking as well, go over all the different Spider-Mans, my favorite suits, everything like that. Just do a bunch of videos off of Spider-Man, especially since he is my second favorite superhero of all time. So, obviously, we got to go back to Tobey Maguire, my era of Spider-Man, the Spider-Man that I grew up with, and go over the first Spider-Man from 2002. But before I go over my pros and cons of this movie, let me know what you guys think about the original Spider-Man series. Which Spider-Man is your favorite? Are you guys excited for Brand New Day? Definitely let's hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get into my pros. And some of my pros, I just absolutely love this movie. Of course, this is my childhood. This is nostalgia 101 for me. Seeing this movie still brings all those feelings of me as a kid watching this film, all those excitements, all those great moments that give me chills and just put a giant smile on my face. But besides all the nostalgia stuff that comes with this movie, I just do think this movie is a very great comic book film where you have so many different sequences with great action, great fighting sequences. Like the choreography of Spider-Man fighting just looks like if you were playing the Spider-Man game, where you have him flipping around, hitting two people at once, doing splits, doing all these different crazy web tricks. And even when you have more of the like hand-to-hand combat between like him and Green Goblin, those choreography moments are still done very well. The action is still entertaining. It puts you at the edge of your seat. All the different like swinging moments through the city, the swinging action just looks absolutely incredible. The CGI, well, it's obvious to tell where the CGI kind of interweaves between normal and CGI. It doesn't look bad by any means. I think Tobey Maguire is a fantastic Peter Parker and Spider-Man. I do think he plays a better Spider-Man than he does a Peter Parker. But overall, I do think his Peter Parker is still done very well. Kristen Dunst as MJ is absolutely amazing. You feel that chemistry between them two throughout this entire movie. All just the different looks and just the infamous spider kiss, the Spider-Man kiss. It's just all a great relationship to kind of follow. Of course, you have Willem Dafoe as Norman Osborn as the Green Goblin, which is a extremely amazing performance. Like he kind of steals the show every single time he is on screen. You know, the faces he makes, the voice he makes, his Green Goblin voice. I am a big defender of the Green Goblin suit of this movie. I know some people don't really like that suit so much anymore, but I still think it looks absolutely amazing. All of his flying sequences are super cool as well. You have like sequences that feel like you're just watching like the Amazing Animated Series or something right out of a comic book, where you have the Green Goblin fighting Spider-Man, and Spider-Man breaks his glider and he's like flying away. We'll meet again, Spider-Man. All those feel just like something straight out of a comic book, straight out of the animated series. There's just so much about this movie that generally, as watching it now, I don't watch this movie that often because I always prefer to, but watching it now as an adult, it still just holds up so well. There's so many amazing moments where I just felt kind of like baffled about how amazing I still find this movie, how incredible I still find this movie to be. It still gives me chills in so many different moments. It just puts a smile on my face. There is so much about this film that is absolutely incredible. And of course, you have like the origin of Spider-Man in this movie as well. It takes a little bit of a different approach to the origin when it comes to like his organic web and things like that. So that's something that we are seeing in Brand New Day, how that's going to be translated into the newer Spider-Man. But I love the sequence of him like drawing his suits and coming up with ideas for the Spider-Man suit, the Spider-Man name, the very fun scene of him going to like the wrestling match. Infamously, you probably guys don't know this, but amongst other people, infamously, I am not a big origin story guy. I tend to rank origin stories a little bit lower just because I just feel like they're a little bit slower paced. There's a lot of setup, and the setup can be entertaining at times. But for me, I don't really enjoy a full setup type of origin story where half of the movie is a setup, essentially, like how this one is. But There's a lot of sequences within that setup that are absolutely incredible with this movie. Like I said, you have like the wrestling match sequence, you have the death of Uncle Ben, and you have the talk that they have. With great power comes great responsibility. All these different moments that's setting up the character of Spider-Man for him to be the good person is still very entertaining in my eyes. It does a very good pacing where you are entertained throughout the entire time, and when he finally realizes and fully becomes Spider-Man, it is just such an incredible transition into the rest of the movie. So it does origin stories very, very well, even for me, someone that's not the biggest fan of origin stories. The score is absolutely incredible in this movie. I'm not sure who does the score, but the score is incredible. The cinematography is absolutely beautiful. The coloring of this movie, I love the color palette of this movie. And just all the different things going on with this film. Like there's so much I can go, just go on and on about every little detail, all this fight sequence, this talk between Harry and Peter, this talk between Norman and Peter, Norman and this person, blah, blah, blah. But ultimately, this is one of the best comic book movies of all time. This is one of the best Spider-Man movies of all time, and this is one of the best origin movies of all time. So there's really not much that I can't say to just praise this film. And most of us know this already. Everybody that loves Spider-Man or that grew up in this era, we all know how incredible this movie is. I don't have to tell you that. But yeah, this is just one of the best comic book films of all time. And I just love all the little tells throughout the movie, how people slowly start to figure out, who Spider-Man is by a certain scar, or even by the end of the movie where MJ kind of feels a connection because of the kiss that they have at the end, and, remembering the upside down Spider-Man kiss. Obviously Norman trying to figure out who Spider-Man is and him kind of slowly realizing that. It's all just little details like that are very incredible. You also have like J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson, which is probably one of the best comic book castings of all time. He absolutely embodies that character, which is absolutely insane. So again, just the casting all around, I think, is just absolutely fantastic. They did not mess with the casting whatsoever. But yeah, it's just, I truly, truly enjoy this movie. Even me, someone that, again, Spider-Man is my second favorite superhero of all time. Even if that wasn't the case, this would still be probably like in my top 100 movies of all time, because that's how incredible this film is. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into my cons. And these are just all nitpick cons. Like I said, I do think Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man is absolutely exceptional. Him as a Peter Parker, however, I do think is a little lacking in certain areas. I do think for the most part, the way he speaks and kind of emotes himself can be a little one note. It feels like he's always just whispering all the time and talking to MJ like this. And, I look into her eyes. It kind of just seems like he's always talking like that. So I do think his work could have been done more with the Peter Parker side of his character. While it doesn't take me out of the movie at all, I still enjoy him in the Peter Parker side. I do think that's probably the weaker aspect of the two for Spider-Man himself. And number two, this is again more nitpicking stuff. There is certain areas in this movie where you have cringy dialogue or sequences and performances that just feel very 2000s, very early 2000s-esque, and sometimes that 2000s style doesn't really work in modern era, or doesn't feel like it translates that well. So you have those moments where it's like, that could have been a little reworked a little bit, but overall it's not something that's going to take you out of the movie, because you walk in this movie kind of knowing what this is. It's not a surprise to you when you watch this film and you have dialogue exchanges that feel very early 2000s. It's something that it's expected in this movie, but it could be something that is a slight con when you're looking at the overarching story, the overarching performances in the movie. But that is going to be it for this one, guys. Let me know what you guys thought about Spider-Man 2002 in the comment section down below. I'm sure most of you guys love that. Also, share your excitement for a brand new day. Let me know what you guys think about the Spider-Man movies as a whole. Who is your favorite Spider-Man? Which one is your favorite movie? Love to hear all you guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you have the time of the movie, TV show, video game related, or just anything nerdy, you are in the right place. Make sure that like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you.